Here we have the current stock market update for NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comment section so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So what we're looking at here is the hourly time frame. Each candle on this price chart represents a 1 hour trading period. And as we can see, this prior range that we have been watching for this stock has now decisively broken to the downside. This is an interesting price movement because overall the market is doing well today. There were some very strong numbers from Tesla, which in theory, I think some people are going to disagree with this, but in theory, I would argue that that should be helpful for NIO stock because I think that shows sort of broader strength throughout the industry. Tesla had very strong earnings figures that were just released, and the stock is rocketing higher. I mean, it's a very substantial price move to the top side. And, I suppose that some people could argue that, you could say, well, that's competition and things that are good for Tesla might not be good for NIO or something like that. But I would argue that it's the reverse because, what this would suggest here is that, there were some strong profitability numbers from Tesla. And this will show that overall, the longer term trajectory here, the positive outlook for the industry really should be helping all stocks within that industry. But as we're seeing here, share prices are continuing to collapse. So, not totally surprising here. I mean, this is a price zone that we've been watching for some time. I have been saying that I think that the bounces have been so minimal and so sort of just weak that, there wasn't really much reason to believe that this stock would really be able to maintain that $5 level. So, we do have to sort of pull out here a bit and sort of look at the broader picture for a moment because, what this currently means is that share prices have now given back roughly 2/3 of this prior ascending price move. So this is a very significant development here, and I think that a lot of people are sort of missing what's going on at the moment because we did see a very significant price movement here to the top side. Share price has more than doubled in value. And we can now see that most of those gains have just been given back. We're looking at roughly 2/3 of this price movement that has now been posted in the opposite direction. So a lot of this was being based on stimulus, and when that stimulus goes away, the reason to buy the stock starts to go away as well. So I do understand that there are going to be a lot of people that are arguing the opposite position. There are a lot of people that hold this stock. But this is why we look at the price charts, and this is why we take a daily assessment of what is going on here. A lot of people talk about not focusing on the fundamentals enough. What those people are not understanding is that an earnings release is not, well, there are a couple of things. I mean, one is that an earnings release is not released every day. These are brief chart analysis videos, and all that we're really looking to do here is to make an assessment of what has happened during the most recent trading session. We can't go over fundamentals every single day. I mean, I would be saying the same thing over and over again. And for the most part, on the public side of the channel, I don't focus on fundamentals. These are just designed to be short videos that are really just sort of looking at the price movements from the prior day. Because for the most part, that usually is the only news that does occur. You don't see many major news releases that occur on a daily basis. So, there really isn't anything to talk about every single day. And so people like Mr. P, who somehow seems to have a new story about the company every single day. I mean, that's not true. There's not a new story every single day. It's ridiculous. And the best way to make price projections about near-term price movements is to analyze the price chart and to look at, for example, shorter-term developments in these price histories. So we can sort of get an idea of where the reversal points are. Another comment that has been brought up a lot recently is that, these are short-term price movements. I'm a long-term investor. I'll just buy in at any level. That's fine. But you're missing what we're doing here, which is looking for evidence that either a reversal point has occurred or not. And this is really how we sort of developed a bottom at that 360 level. We were watching the stock very closely. We were looking for evidence that a bottom was likely in place. We started to have a bullish outlook as certain chart patterns were breaking to the top side. And ultimately, the stock did move into that 70-70 level. So it was a very substantial move to the top side. But when people start to just ignore all of those price movements and ignore the chart patterns that are developing, it becomes very easy to miss. What is literally staring us in the face here. I mean, we're looking right at these price charts, and now this $5 level has broken to the downside. So currently, this near-term price low comes in at $4.96. This does mean that we have now broken $5, and this also suggests that there's not significant support in that $5 area. There's not a large number of buyers that are ready to start buying at those levels. So the real question at this point is, where exactly is the bottom? We have been looking at that 620 level first. That was the first major breakdown point, as we can see here. Not a mystery. There's a lot of sideways consolidation, and then bang, share prices drop. We drop right into this $5 level. We see another period of consolidation. I mean, are people noticing this? Like, the exact price levels, the support zones that we're lining up here are the consolidation zones. I mean, it's exactly where share prices are consolidating, and then they break through those levels, and it's not a mystery because the bounces from there have been insignificant and weak. So if we're being rational about the stock, which is obviously not common on this platform, people do get very emotional when they're tied to a stock where they have a position because they probably see money, leaving their trading accounts. So it's somewhat understandable. But we do have to be rational about these situations and look for actual chart signals that are starting to develop. So there's not much. The main problem with this price movement here is that there's not much going on in this region, and I do think that a stock below $5 looks very different to the market than a stock above $5. Okay, so we can have a debate about that, but we do have to understand that the market is probably going to start viewing this stock very differently if it's trading below the $5 mark. And then in addition to that, there's not much activity down here. There is no exponential moving average area. There's no real region of historical support until, I mean, 415 is the historical support region. I'm not saying that share prices are going to go there or not. The point that I'm trying to make at this point is that there's just not much activity down here. There isn't much signal activity that can really be seen. You do have a 78.6% Fibonacci retracement level, which comes in right around 455. So these are some levels now to watch to the downside. People do need to start to look for support zones. So there is a Fibonacci area around 455. There's another, there's some historical support that comes in around 420. We can point to that area as well. But I think that the real issue at this point is going to be sentiment and how the market is viewing this stock, because I actually think this stock is in a lot of trouble here as far as being able to find a bottom. So I think that's the real issue at the moment, and people can attack me in the comments if that's what you feel like doing. So here's the current stock market update for NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.